I believe a business should have a clear vision of what they want to achieve, because from that everything else will flow. If they understand the markets they want to go into, they want to know the customers they want to serve, if they want to know maybe the processes that they want to need to develop, that all springs from having a good, clear vision. A lot of companies make things up as they go along and they've got nothing to track back to. So if they set that out, put together all the sort of like components of it in terms of the way they're going to manage their processes, their people, their technology, their marketing, things like that, that gives them a clear path to follow for their growth trajectory moving forward. So it's really back to first principles. Know what you're doing, where you want to get to, and then everything else should follow from that.
For small businesses, I will look at 5 main areas where they can improve their strategy. The first point would be around looking at extending their marketing reach by looking at their existing products and services and whether they can sell into different markets or existing markets. Secondly, I would look at developing their products and services, new products and services. So that could be innovation, it could be more of the same, but looking at new demographic, new geography areas to sort of sell into. Thirdly, I would look at joint ventures. So can they partner up an agreement with another company to bring in expertise and experience in a different area that they're comfortable with. Fourthly, I would look at partnerships, the value of partnerships, the added value that can bring to a company, especially a small to medium-sized enterprise. Again, in looking at areas of innovation, business administration, areas that the SME might not be comfortable with. And fifthly, I would look at finance and increasing productivity. So can we look at accessing finance routes for new equipment, for new staff, for new premises, and that would help with the sort of the business growth. They were the key sort of areas for business growth.
My top tip for strategy for growth would be always to plan, be a cohesive plan, and a plan that you've exercised over a period of time where you're taking on board all of the details around that plan to make it successful. An example of that would be simple things like SWOT analysis, pest analysis, and anything that is going to control or influence your decisions within inside of that plan.
My top tip for a business to get its strategy right would be to formulate a business plan. Understanding the market, understanding the competition, understanding their product and making sure that there's a demand for it. Exploring the sales team as well, making sure they've got a strong sales team there. So that when they're going out to the market, they've got a good footing to start the business from.
One client I'm working with, he's trying to increase his sales revenue. One of the things that we noted was that he's totally involved in the 80-20 rule. That basically means that 80% of his business is coming from 20% of his clients. Once we actually looked at this and focused in on this and he expanded that area, he was quickly receiving greater revenue streams.
So it's important to get the right advisors around you. That's your accountant, your bankers, solicitors, and other people as well, just to ensure that you're going in the right direction. You can't be a jack of all trades. But it's important to know when to bring on people and when not, because if you bring on somebody too early, it can be a very big cost base to you. And I think it's important that they engage with the Growth Hub to find out how we can help them.
I think the main thing for growing a business is to look at your strategy. Really carefully think about your journey planning and treat it as a journey plan. It should be documented and ideally involve all staff, because everybody's got a contribution, and you'd be surprised actually where some of those great ideas come from if you do involve all of your staff. For instance, you wouldn't jump in a car and drive off to London without first thinking about how you were going to get there, where you were going to go, how you were going to resource it, whether you were going to go by car or by train. And the same with the business. You don't just say, right, I'm going off in this direction. You plan your strategy and how you're going to get there. If you do plan your strategy carefully, you're more likely to achieve, and that has been proven time and time again.